Hong Kong could be in the final throes of protest. Pro-democracy lawmakers were dragged out of the Legislative Council this morning after demonstrating against a law which will be rubber-stamped in China without any debate or due process in this chamber. The Chinese government wants order and obedience, and it used the opening day of its delayed annual gathering to announce new security legislation to prevent and punish any acts of dissent in the autonomous region. It undermines the leadership of Chief Executive Carrie Lam, but returning from the capital tonight, she pledged her full support.
The Hong Kong government supports the decision of the National People's Congress to establish and improve the legal system to safeguard national security.
Demonstrations have gripped Hong Kong the past year, becoming increasingly violent. Protesters feared the day China would resort to force, and now it has come in the form of legislation. Beijing will have the power to quash any future protests, and Chinese security services will be allowed to operate on the streets of Hong Kong.
To say that this will mark the end of Hong Kong is a fair statement. It's quite true. It's so bleak, it's so sad, but it's quite true. All our basic core values, all our basic rights will now come under some ruling of separatism, subversion, terrorism, collusion with foreign forces.
Fight for freedom has become the chant of choice in Hong Kong's pro-democracy movement, and those at the forefront say their cause is not lost.
Now is not the time to surrender. Now is the time for us to stand up and fight.
But this is the clearest signal yet that Xi Jinping wants to hasten complete control. Emboldened by his victory over the virus, President Xi is seeking to further consolidate his leadership and show Hong Kong he is no longer willing to tolerate any turmoil. Debbie Edward, News at 10, Beijing.